You're watching a recap from Investor XP, the show that covers investing for gamers. Check out the video description for details. It's Thursday, June 22nd, and here's what we got for you coming up if you're watching live. We're finishing up our recap of E3. Today we're talking about Sony, Microsoft, Take-Two Interactive, and Ubisoft as a follow-up for those stocks. So that's what we got coming up. Each of those is going to be an individual recap story that we're posting on YouTube. So be sure to check those other videos out if you're watching one right now. So let's go ahead and jump right in. Sony had a decent E3 showing. Didn't blow anything out of the water by any means. Solid enough showing. They had some good things there. We're going to take a look at them and their stock right now. Spider-Man was the coolest thing to me that they showed off on the show. Sony is a stock that I've had on my don't like list, not because of the PlayStation and their gaming division that they have, but because of Sony Pictures. They haven't exactly been blowing out of the water lately. Not great movies coming from them, and their other businesses are really difficult businesses to be in, and I think they're losing some grounds. And it's very convoluted to see Sony to go through their financial reports and everything. But as far as the PlayStation goes, I think they're in great shape, especially post E3, and we'll talk about that here. One of the great things about Sony, they do pay a little dividend. Nothing to write home about. Fairly cheaply priced stock. And their cash flow and their cash and debts all look really, really good. $6 billion free cash flow. Debt of $11 billion, but their cash that they have on hand, if I can get to it here, is $18 billion. So they are in good shape. They got money to burn. And as far as the PlayStation goes, let's pull that up real quick here. Show off what they had at E3. Their big thing to me is their VR. PlayStation 4 Pro isn't going to compete with the newest Xbox as far as power goes. It's not going to have true 4K gaming. The price point is excellent on it, though. And the games that they have come out, pretty good showing E3-wise. God of War, obviously that's a big fan favorite that's coming out there. I'm messing up the tools here. Here's what they had. Battlefront, that's multiple platforms. That's more of an EA thing. Skyrim VR, that is going to be very interesting to see how they pull that off. God of War, Horizon, great game. The most impressive, certainly, I think, was Spider-Man that they showed off there at E3. Uncharted, okay, pretty good. Their system, they've got the largest install base of this generation. I think Sony can sit back and see what Microsoft is going to do, how well their new system sells. And like I said, the PlayStation VR, they're really the only people in AAA gaming VR space. There's a little bit of Skyrim VR playing in the background there. It looks really cool. I could see a lot of people getting it. Now, the thing with VR is people complain about the comfort level with playing at long periods of time. So that's why a lot of people are staying away from VR. Anyone who's picked it up and used it, though, has said this is the future of gaming. And I think Sony is... they're going to be paving the way while Microsoft figures out what they want to do. They may be more of an augmented reality play. Certainly Apple's going down that route. But Sony's there with the VR. it flies off the shelves. You know, people, it's hard to keep it in stock. Very popular system. They're really the only game in town right now, and I think they're going to get a big lead. Right now, dominating this generation with the PS4, PS4 Pro, in their VR. I could see the Switch being the supplemental system to either the Xbox or PlayStation. The Switch with their as the mobile play, and both Sony and Microsoft have kind of said that. So I think Sony's going to continue to lead the way. Like I said, the only reason I don't particularly care to invest in Sony is because of, you know, they're such a giant company with all the things that they have. If they were more of a pure play with just the PlayStation and what they're doing there, I'd probably scoop them up in a heartbeat. They've been doing pretty well since I've had them on the don't like list. Let me pull that up here. We keep track of all the calls that we have on the show, like, don't like, and viewer picks, different viewer picks that people have. Viewer picks are always doing quite well. We'd like to hear more viewer picks if you guys leave it in the comments, but let me pull up the don't like. I'll show you how Sony's performed since we first talked about them on the show. They're up 19%, so they've had a pretty good run up. They may find themselves off of the don't like list if they continue with what they're doing with VR. Let me know what you think in the comments below about Sony and how they did at E3. Definitely Sony's the VR play for gaming. I think they're going to lead the way. And really, they have such a lead this generation. They can sit back, watch what Microsoft does, partner if they can with Nintendo on something. Although Sony is the one that's kind of blocking the cross-platform play. So I don't know. They may stay in the doghouse. Let me know your thoughts on Sony stock. That's it for today's episode. I'm going to wrap it up here. You can contact us, chat with us live during the show. The information's on the screen behind us. We're live each day, Monday through Friday, 1:30 Eastern, 12:30 Central, live on Twitch and on YouTube. So go ahead and check us out, chat with us live. If you're on any of the recap videos, go ahead and post some comments. Post your stock picks, tips, trades you're doing. Want to get a lot of new investors looking at stocks, especially gamers and stuff like that. So if you got stock tips, put them in there so people can start to learn some of those different strategies that people use, some of the stocks that they're looking at. That's the idea behind the show. I want to build a community where we get some ideas out there and different things people can look at so people can start investing and saving some money, making some money for themselves. So give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't already so you get the latest investing news for gamers. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.